Eating at the station is like drinking alcohol, but not in the way that you might think. Talking about the culture around eating being very similar to the culture around drinking, and when you stop and think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. There are a lot of similarities. See, both drinking and eating at the station are seen in the similar light. They're seen as something that brings people together. It's seen as an activity to foster connection with those around you. It's seen as something that involves bonding, rapport, and ritual. And likewise, when you try to stop engaging in these activities, the response is remarkably the same. When you try to stop drinking, you say, hey, I don't want to have a drink. People's first response is, well, what's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you participate? Why wouldn't you drink? Likewise, at the station, if you want to stop eating the food, the response is, what's your problem? Why would you do that to us? In fact, I would maintain that it's easier to stop drinking by saying, I have a problem or I used to have a problem, instead of just saying, I don't want to do it because I don't feel like it or because it would be better for my health and my wellness. And likewise, it's very hard to make that argument for yourself when you're at the station with your diet. Now, I've made posts about food in the fire service before, and it's usually responded to with a kind of attitude that, hey, it's just 10 days a month, shut up and deal with it. But that doesn't hold up logically. That doesn't hold up statistically. That's 33% of your month, and that's assuming that every other day you're eating perfectly, which if you and I were both being very honest with each other, we know is probably not the case. In both of these scenarios, people get defensive because what they feel like is being attacked is a genuine human connection with others, when really we're just talking about the method. Like, is it possible to engage, have bonding and rapport without the presence of alcohol? Is it possible to sit down with your crew, to bond and connect with them without eating the exact same food? The answer to both of these questions is yes, but what people feel like is being attacked is the essence of that activity itself, is the bonding and rapport. The problem is when the method can lead to detrimental side effects, to health outcomes that aren't favorable in the fire service, and we're seeing those in the statistics. And a lot of that has to do with diet and nutrition. You see, one thing will always be true regardless of what the standing culture or status quo at your department is, and that is that being in shape is part of your uniform, and the only person that can do anything about that is you.